watching, Santa's waiting. Christmas Eve is slowly fading. Can you hear him in the night? Close the door, turn out the light.
What up, peeps? Mr.Bones back at you, and it's day 12 of 12 days of AxE'Mas. Let's talk about Terrifier 3, shall we? 2024's Terrifier 3, directed and written by Damien Leone, starring Lauren Lavera, David Howard Thornton, and Elliot Fulham. Art the Clown is set to unleash chaos on the unsuspecting residents of Miles County as they peacefully drift off to sleep on Christmas Eve. Part 3 in the Terrifier trilogy, if you haven't seen these yet. Part 1 doesn't have a lot of story. It's just a clown shows up in a little cafeteria, cafe dealio, hole in the wall, and antagonizes these two girls, and then ends up in an abandoned factory of some sort, plays cat and mouse and tortures them. And the key remembered scene in there is where he splits a girl from her hands to her clam. Part 2 is where the story is where you meet Sienna and Jonathan, and has a backstory of how Sienna's father is like a comic book writer and has this character based on her wearing like a Xena warrior princess type outfit with a magical sword, and he shows up torturing everybody and torturing them, and has a big climax in the Terrifier fairground ride, and she uses a special sword on him. Well, this one picks up a few years after that, around Christmas time, and Sienna is just being released from a mental hospital, and Jonathan is in college, and Art shows up to wreak hell once again. Instead of little pale-faced girl, he's got Victoria, a victim from the first movie, as his sidekick in this one. And all hell breaks loose as he's making the blood spray and torturing people. Sienna is now living with her aunt and uncle. Not really a lot to say here without just talking about the whole movie and giving it away, but I will tell you about my one favorite kill, is when he takes this guy that's dressed like Santa, ties him to a chair with this like custom-made liquid nitrogen tank that he made from a fire extinguisher. Shout out to my friend Monia for wording it that way in her review, because I was just going to call it a fire extinguisher. But he takes it and he freezes his legs and his arms and shit. Then he takes a hammer and hits him in those spots, and the guy just kind of breaks apart and shatters like a porcelain doll. I thought that was really creative and cool. And yeah, these are really gory and graphic movies. If these aren't your type of movies, I'm telling you, you won't like these. But if you are a gore hound and, you know, part of the horror community, then you already know about this, or you want to know about these movies. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Ho, ho, ho. A Murder City Christmas. West side, east side. On the east side where we ride or die, blowing green trees underneath Christmas lights. Got the sweet leaf dancing when the time is right. I'ma kill a motherfucker tonight. Southside. On the west side, Santa smokes PCP. Wrecked his sleigh and got stuck in a tree. Crackheads climbed up and robbed his ass butt naked. Found him in the dumpster trash.